to another episode of the Shoot Brothers. Hey, the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. That is right, it's the only wrestling podcast. It's online, hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne. It's also hosted by Mike the Shoot Shepherd.
Yeah.
And Mike, the wrestling world doesn't end, so the wrestling world keeps going on, and it's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope, Mike, that you had the time of your life at the Thunderdome, because this is it, folks. We're done.
Is it.
We're done. Yeah, I guess we're done. We are leaving the Thunderdome. I believe Monday, this past week's Raw, was a pre-tape. I think this coming Friday's SmackDown is also a pre-tape. But then the following weeks, we will be hitting the road.
We go live once again. Yeah,
we go live once again. And, of course, AEW is also on the road. They kicked off their July of Super Shows with a showdown in Miami. But of course we have all that wrestling action. God, we didn't even get to the Great American Bash. Shit is finally moving within this organization, eh?
Yeah, things are building. Crowds are back. Hopefully the wrestling's good.
Oh, hopefully the wrestling's good. Well, let's get into our wrestling week then, shall we? Let's kick off our wrestling week the only way that we know how, which is with crowning a brand new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. Now, this was a little thing. God, I don't even know where. I don't even know kind of how this all kind of came up. But this week's Tweet of the Week champion goes to a man named Sami Zayn. Sammy, now 2-time Tweet of the Week champion. Well, I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe the tweet should be going to El Generico. That isn't quite sure, because the other day a couple fans were reaching out to Sami Zayn on Twitter with one of those on this day kind of in history things. So it was on this day in history, Kota Ibushi and El Generico had a match in kayaks going down a river. And I don't know, Mike, have you seen this? Have you even heard of this?
I haven't seen it, but I'm going to take a guess that it would probably took place in DDT.
DDT Pro Wrestling. Hell yeah. How'd you get that one? That was pretty good.
They love their goofy stuff.
So I couldn't find the entire match online. I think I could just kind of find, bits and pieces of it. I think altogether I probably saw, 10, 15 minutes of footage altogether. And it is exactly that. It is Sami Zayn and Kota Ibushi in kayaks, separate kayaks, I should mention, and and going down this very, very shallow, slow river. And when a fan reached out to Sami Zayn was saying that, Sami Zayn said, "This is Kota Ibushi and El Generico fighting each other in a river with kayaks. This, I would imagine, was great fun." There you have it. Playing up a little bit of kayfabe for those kids at home. Who might not remember, who might not even know what it is.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the clip of that. I know. I didn't know how long. Yeah, Generico. Did he do a lot of stuff in DDT? Do you know?
I really don't know. I just kind of assumed that Sami Zayn's entire pre-WWE career was under the El Generico moniker.
Yeah. Either way, I'll have to look up a clip of that.
Either way, I'll send it to you, and if you're there at home, watch it. If you need a quick giggle, that's all the laughs we have for this week's episode, by the way. No more laughs on this week's episode of the podcast. Let's get right into it. Let's kick off, let's get into our wrestling week, shall we? Let's get into a show that ended last week's broadcast pretty goddamn hot. We're talking about SmackDown Live. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, they used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. Friday Night SmackDown, whatever you want to call it. The artist formerly known as SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
If that's how we want to say it. We got a great show coming up because, of course, Money in the Bank is in a couple weeks, and Edge is back.
Yeah. No, kind of starts the way it finished. Edge comes out, cuts a promo on Roman, the Universal title. We all know it's kind of the same thing he said for Mania, but this time one-on-one. No Daniel Bryan, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah. After suffering that devastating loss, imagine being sandwich pinned in the main event at WrestleMania. I can't remember who was on the bottom, but either way, that's completely humiliating. And Edge wants his opportunity back, but he's wearing the shirt that says the Iconolast. Have you?
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't really take. Like, I looked at his shirt, and I'm like, I don't know what that says, and I never really cared to even read it.
So, yeah,
what does it mean?
Well, yeah, so an Iconolast, I also had to look this up, because I thought it was maybe, like, an old Iconics t-shirt they had lying around, or something, and I was like, no way, Edge is a Billy Kay fan. But an Iconolast is a person who attacks cherished beliefs or institutions, a destroyer of images used in religious worship. Which I guess, he's attacking. I really thought when he kind of came out with the shirt and then I saw the sort of the definition, I thought that kind of lines up a little bit more with the former Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah, Edge. This program doesn't really have any religion connotations between Roman and Edge. So
no, unless
maybe is this just a shirt? This isn't an Edge shirt, is it?
I don't know, but I sort of think that these guys, if they're coming out in a shirt with words on it, somebody has kind of vetted it to be like, yeah, that's a good word to have on the shirt. I don't know. There might be something to it, but I think the shoot meter could hover. It could hover. I'm down for some long form storytelling here on SmackDown. We're not used to it, but I'm down.
Hey, either way, we learned something here today.
We did. Hey, it's an educational show, first and foremost.
Then we get Mr. Rick Boogs playing the intro for the now crowned Kingsuke Nakamura. Rolls right off the tongue there.
I missed that. Did Corey Graves say that? I missed it.
I think Boogs said it.
Kingsuke. Boogs, you son of a bitch.
So anyway, Nakamura, Big E take on Apollo Crews and King Corbin, who he comes out. They announce him as King Corbin, but then they stop like, oh wait, Baron Corbin, and that's pretty much the theme of his theme of the show. He was just all depressed. He wasn't himself. He's in shambles. He's at a very, very unfortunate point in his life where he's just starting to get gray facial hair. So it's like, first, growing a beard is difficult enough when it comes to patchiness, but then imagine, you finally get a beard the way you want it, and then another patch starts occurring. God damn it. Yeah. Nakamura switched up his look a bit, too. He was wearing black and white pants, which I'm just used to him seeing red.
Red and black. Yeah, I don't really think of him wearing white.
Yeah, but anyways, in the middle of the match, Boogs announces that Baron Corbin's Mercedes SUV is being towed, and then we see footage of that. And so Corbin is just so distraught. Big E hits him with the big ending, gets the win.
King Corbin, maybe no more. He's just Baron Corbin.
No,
they have changed his name on WWE.com.
Hey, I like it. That's fair. He lost the kingship.
Baron
is a.
What are you gonna say?
Is a Baron? Isn't that like a title, anyways? Like Baron of.
Well, I think that's what's funny because I think
it's a downgrade.
Baron is like a step down from a king. I think in the first place, like a Baron and a Baroness. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
It's 2 steps below king, 1 below Archduke.
But this little kind of Boogs Nakamura kicking Corbin when he's down. I don't know. Could this be the start of the, if you want to talk long form storytelling, the Baron Corbin face turn? Where's the shoot meter on this one?
I'll put a little something there.
We'll put a little steam on it. I know. Normally, if you see somebody as there's the photo I'm looking at right now, as sad as Baron Corbin was, I don't know.
I think they wanted you to feel bad for him. I don't think they wanted you to laugh at him.
I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not the king. But this could also be some character growth.
Exactly, right? So. I would hate for his hubris to be his downfall, right? And I don't know, but more on that to come, hopefully.
Yeah. In the meantime, Bayley comes out, brags about pinning Bianca in the mixed tag match last week. So Belair comes out and says, all right, I'm so over this shit. Money in the Bank. We'll do it one more time. I quit match. So
I quit match. Now, every time I hear I quit, I always think it's like you're quitting professional wrestling. Like, I never think it's just until you quit the match. And in my mind, anytime, and like this still gets me, even when it was, remember Moxley Kingston a little while back, I was like, oh shit, Kingston's gonna quit wrestling. I don't know why that's what pops in my head when I think about it. But just a standard I quit match, which is a fun stip, especially adding a stipulation to. Like Bianca Belair, she was in the cell. The two of these performers owned up on that cell on probably 2 days' notice. On what was probably 2 days' notice. But yeah, other than that, maybe Belair's reign hasn't been as strong as it could be. But we know Sasha Banks is right around the corner. She has to be.
Yeah, I mean, they need a big SummerSlam match. Definitely can't be Bayley again. So let's just get this over with, have a great match, and move on.
And move on, yeah, because I think our Money in the Bank card is already shaping up to 6 matches, and that is including both of the ladder matches. So, not much more room to wiggle around with.
Nope, but we still got to fill in a couple of those spots. So let's get to one of those right now. Featuring Tweet of the Week champ himself, Sami Zayn, taking on fellow disappointed Montrealer, Kevin Owens, in a last man standing match, actually, we're getting here for this Money in the Bank qualifier. So you know what to expect. Lots of brawling outside the ring, into the Thunderdome crowd for the last couple times here.
For that hot Thunderdome crowd.
Yeah. They're diving off the floor or onto the floor, off the barricades. Owens sets up 2 tables stacked vertically on top of each other on the floor. And then later he climbs to the top turnbuckle and Sammy shoves him. He falls through, landing hard on the floor. No crash pad there. That was some real shit. That was some real shit. Yeah. These
guys have been powerbombing each other for years at this point now. Decades, possibly.
Yeah. At least a decade, I would say.
At least a singular decade.
Yeah. But anyways, Owens, he gets up before the count of 10. He survives that. Sammy's had enough, though. He gets pissed. He hits Owens with 3 straight haluva kicks in a row. But Owens has just enough life. He's able to roll to the floor, which gets him on his feet for just a second to break the count at 9 again. So Sammy tries to DDT him, but he gets super kicked. And then Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb. Zayn gets up. Owens hits him with a stunner, then power bombs him through the announce table, then picks him up again, power bombs him through a regular table, and then a third power bomb to the apron.
Onto the apron. Oh my god.
Yeah, this combo was just a back killer for Sami Zayn. It was the match killer. He stays down for the count of 10. Owens has won his Money in the Bank spot.
Wow. So at any time these guys meet up, it's pay-per-view quality, right?
Oh yeah.
And if we are to talk like television match of the year, this which is not a sub shooty, by the way. I'm not suggesting it.
No.
But this would be exactly that. Like if I was USA, I wouldn't be pissed that Ray and Roman were in Hell in a Cell. I'd be pissed that these guys put on a 23-minute match that was of this quality to close out, which at this point, I don't even want to say another chapter of Owens and Sami Zayn. I feel like it's just like volumes of books. Like they're on a series of unfortunate events, book 5, and they still have 6 to go before they call it. So the right guy went over. If this is indeed the end of the story, Kevin Owens isn't the flashiest choice to win Money in the Bank. I think he certainly has unfinished business with Roman Reigns. Certainly, if I'm thinking of this Money in the Bank card right now, I'm thinking it's gonna someone on SmackDown is walking home with it, or at least on the men's side.
Yeah, no, for the men, really at this point, I'm kind of hoping anyone but Drew, just because he's the least interesting. He's been champ. He's had all these shots.
He's already been there. Yeah, where just sort of directions that I think are kind of happening right now. Yeah, I think SmackDown is walking home with it. We'll talk about all that next week.
Yeah. But Sonia Deville is in the ring because on SmackDown you just get announced into the match. And she's got a big announcement.
It's whole different. We only got 2 hours here. We got a lot of shit we got to get through.
So the next woman that will be featured in Money in the Bank is Zelina Vega.
Whoa. Big moment.
Yeah, that was a big surprise for me.
Huge shocker. I mean, she just won the Tweety League Championship like 3 days ago under her birth name, and now I don't know what to do with the record books.
Well, I mean, it stands. She won.
She won. It is in there. It is in there. Kind of like that Brock Lesnar IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It's there.
Yeah, but big surprise here. But she looks cool. She had some red in her hair and just cuts a nice little promo, being back, ready to win Money in the Bank. But then Liv Morgan comes out. She's pissed off. She's like, Sonia, what the fuck's going on? You put Carmella in last week, and now Vega? No reason? So, anyways, they talk some trash. Liv smacks her in the face and asks Sonia to give her a match. So that's what we get.
That's what we get.
Yeah, Vega versus Liv. Vega was looking good until she rolls up Liv, tries to grab the tights, but the ref sees it, stops the count. So Vega's pissed, but then Liv rolls her up, gets a quick 3 count. Just like that.
With the quick roll-up. Spent all this time off, and she hasn't tried to defend the most devastating move in all sports entertainment. Yeah, this is great. This is great. So, wow, Zelina Vega's back. That's probably what we wanted, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought she was going to show up somewhere else, but I hope they can use her well. So
I think what you're saying is you would have hoped, or it would be nice if she had gone to AEW to bring up that women's division.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going to use her properly and she can be a featured person on SmackDown,
and this is kind of what I think, right? Like the last time Zelina Vega shined was when she was, of course, leader of the Vagabonds. When who was the creative director on Monday Night Raw? Paul Heyman, right? Paul Heyman leaves the show. Zelina Vega is nothing because she's this mini Paul Heyman. She's a less penguin looking Paul Heyman, and now the Paul Heyman's over on SmackDown. Where he can kind of create a path, back somebody like her who's like, yo, this person is, and the kids say this all the time. They hit different. Have you heard the kids say this one? Zelina Vega hits different on the mic. Yeah, that's what she fucking needs. Just a shot to be bomb.
Yeah, no, I'm happy that she's back on television. It's weird that she lost, but I mean, I'm also happy that Liv's been getting a couple wins.
And now Liv Morgan's got a couple wins. See, Zelina Vega never needed wins.
I mean, yeah, Vega was already in the match. So.
Yeah, and also just, if we think of her WWE career, she didn't need wins. She just needed a chance to, be on the microphone, be on camera. That's what she needs. Put her on camera.
And there's 2 spots left for the women. Both should be from SmackDown, so you got to think Liv Morgan's getting one of those spots. She's pretty much the only woman that's got a storyline going into this match.
Amen.
She might be my favorite to win, and she's not even in it.
Liv Morgan is on a 3-match win streak, so that's exactly where you want to be.
Yeah. Anyways, there was a quick little match in between. Angelo Dawkins took on Otis. The clean-shaven, no-nonsense, no fun Otis.
I know. He's no fun anymore. Now, that Alpha Academy, they're no fun.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say, he did look pretty convincing. He was hitting hard. He hit a big Vader bomb, big splash, got the win. So, yeah.
It felt like a squash match.
Yeah.
It really did.
Pretty much it.
It really did. Because remember, just a year ago, or maybe a little bit less, this was our Money in the Bank champion. Remember. That wasn't too long ago. You want to talk about etched in the record books. Otis, Money in the Bank champion.
Footnote champion.
I think it would count. I think it would count if you were to look at it. No,
it definitely counts as a winner, that's for sure. But I mean, when people think back 20 years from now.
Oh, yeah. They'll remember the Miz cashing instead of... Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But anyways, there's one last segment. Jimmy Uso. Do we want to talk about him now or after, or should we just get right into this segment here?
Let's get into the action that happens right in front of us, and then post SmackDown.
Okay.
I guess that should have been around the ring. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, we'll just talk about it after this segment. Because Jimmy Uso comes out, cuts a promo on Edge, just calls him out. Edge gives him a piece of his mind. Anyways, you know what happens. They come to blows. Edge gets the upper hand, locks him in a crossface. And then I think he breaks off the leg of the chair, puts him in another crossface, puts it in Uso's mouth. So you would think maybe this would lead to a little Jimmy Edge match in the meantime. But then something happened after SmackDown. For, I don't know, the third, fourth, too many times now, Jimmy Uso had a DUI once again.
For the fourth time, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. At this point, I mean, they didn't really even do anything last time. I think you got to do something. You know, take him off TV until he gets his shit figured out.
Yeah, it's one of those weird moments where, like, somebody gets caught drinking and driving for the fourth time. What's scary about the
that's just getting caught.
That's the thing about the fourth time. You know, I can understand if somebody was like, I did it once, I will never do it again. You're like, I believe you. But if they get caught 4 times, you're like, that means you've only been caught 4 times. But you've done it
100 times.
Hundreds of times. Yeah.
And in 2021... Uber, Lyft, Ride, everything is available 24/7.
And you're wealthy. Like, it's a little too many things. And
you're
right.
Spend $20 to get home.
Like, what is defined as violating the company's wellness policy? If certainly, like, some kind of, you know, okay, you need to spend X amount of time in a facility that's going to help you. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the best for Jimmy.
No.
Which is, of course, all the best for Jimmy Uso. Like, it just sucks.
No, but I think they got to do something about it this time. He can't just be on SmackDown this Friday.
No.
They got to say, hey, man, get your shit figured out. Because you've been lucky that you're the only one that's been getting in trouble for this.
Well, and that's what's crazy, too. Like, fucking... Like, it's Jimmy, too. Like, he just got back. He just got back. Yeah,
you're gone for a fucking year.
Like, take the example from your brother, who put on bangers for like 7 months and then actually mean something, right? I don't know. Fucking hope he gets the help he deserves. But yeah, Mike, you are totally right. Should not be on television for the next little bit, because then the fans will just kind of fucking notice. Twitter hates that shit.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Not good. Not good PR.
But yeah, had to mention it.
Yeah, well, there's your SmackDown. So we'll see if Jimmy Uso pops up again later on. Let's hit up our next show, shall we? Because it's getting better, kinda. Sometimes it gets better.
Yeah, the last few weeks.
Not bad, right? Of course, if we're confused about a professional wrestling show, then we have to be talking about Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
There's no other way. Because we're fucking 2 weeks away from Money in the Bank, and I feel like everything is set and ready to go. So let's just kind of kill time. Let's kill 3 hours because we got nothing else to do. I think we kick off this week's episode with another episode of Ms. TV.
Yeah, and
Johnny Drip.
Yeah, killing. That's pretty much it. Just drip sticks, and AJ comes out, Riddle comes out.
Riddle climbs to the top of the ladder and says, "I'm high, get it?" And then like a big kind of like a large silent movie era comedy kind of bit that happens. Omos is there, Randman, Drew.
Yeah. Anyways, Omos or someone tips over the ladder that Riddle's on, and he falls, hurts his ankle. And then AJ just runs in, kicks him even harder on that injured ankle. So everyone brawls. Ricochet grabs a drip stick, breaks it in half.
It was really awkward starting brawl also. Like, in theory, none of these guys have anything against each other, really. And it should just be baby faces being baby faces and heels being like, yo, I'm the best. Mm-hmm. Like, Ricochet and fucking Riddle, they got nothing going on. Why would they need to fight? It felt like a weird little setup, because wasn't there that one Money in the Bank promo like this that was just fire? It was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Chris Jericho was in it. Kevin Owens. I can kind of picture the players.
Yeah.
But it was all of them standing sitting on ladders in the ring. Like that's how the show kicked off. The promo's in my mind, but yeah, it's just like the way that shit should have been done, and then everything else is just like, eh.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was better than this here, but anyways, we have to pair off someone here. So Ricochet fights John Morrison. They just had a match last week with that big finishing spot. We remember diving into the barricade.
The last we saw John Mo and Rico was I thought they were dead.
Yeah, so more shenanigans this time. There's drip sticks. Ricochet does a flip over Miz on his wheelchair. Yeah, eventually, who gets the win? Oh yeah, they fight to the floor, and they're both kind of like trying to get back in, and then Miz just kind of wheels his way in front of Ricochet, just blocks him. And then the ref counts to 10. He's out. Count out, just like that.
Another count out, so what, 2 straight count outs? I feel like count out finishes are rarely the right call, but if it's like 2 straight, it's like, oh, actually, that kind of makes sense. Keeping a feud going without anybody actually winning or losing. I mean, this is technically, a win or a loss or in the columns, however that works, but who knows? Yeah, next week's Raw, Ricochet could get the big score. He's definitely a player there for the Money in the Bank thing. Briefcase.
Yeah, they'll do some cool stuff in that match.
Yeah.
We go backstage. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler hanging out with Reggie, and he sees Alexa Bliss appear behind them. But then when they turn around, she's not there. And then they walk away, and she's there once again. The magic.
Classic Thunderdome, playing around with shit.
But they have a match to get to, so we get an 8-woman tag match here. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Eva Marie, and Doudrop taking on Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross, who is now Nikki Ash, I think they said.
Nikki Ash.
And that's A.S.H.
Huh?
You know what it stands for?
Stands for? I believe somebody said, could have been Saxton. It stands for almost superhero.
Oh, okay.
But I think I want to see your shoot meter on this one because it took me a day to think about it because I thought this was so stupid. It's because guess who's coming up? There's only room for one Cross on Monday Night Raw, right?
Oh,
there's only room, although it is spelled different. I mean, we don't want to end up with a Cage Page situation.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we changed Nikki Cross's name because Karrion Kross is coming up sooner rather than later. Whether that means Johnny Gargano is the dude, because I think he gets a championship opportunity sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my shoot meter flying pretty hot, I gotta say.
That's that's a good good intuition I think you've got there.
I mean, I'm looking at, especially it was just Drew, but I'm looking at Bobby Lashley. I'm looking at Karrion Kross. I'm looking at Brock Lesnar, and I'm just looking at Vince McMahon popping 3 Viagra and just stroking it until the day he passes away. Like he could ride that out until he dies and just be happy with it.
We'll see.
Add Scarlett to the mix, fucking done. You know the meme? It would literally be the meme. He would fall over out of his chair due to his sexual arousal.
Well, I think it's interesting to note that I don't think Scarlett's been with Karrion Kross on his recent main event matches.
Yeah, I haven't seen. You did tell me about it. I didn't look into anything or like that. But is it just him? Does he showing up looking like he normally does?
He's just him, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just without the big fancy entrance, I guess. Or it's just not quite as...
Yeah, but he still has the same kind of look.
Yeah, same everything. He's scowling.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, we get this 8-woman match, and Alexa Bliss is on the babyface team for whatever reason, but... Anyways,
well, it's not for whatever reason. It's because she's a babyface, right?
I guess so.
That's why you're on the team with the babyface. No, I also want to figure this one
out. Anyways, Eva Marie and Doudrop, they're continuing their disagreements. Nikki's looking pretty good, but eventually Nia Jax catches Nikki Ash in the Samoan drop. gets the win for the heels and ends Nikki's nice winning streak.
I know. New name, same old bullshit. Nikki Ash takes the loss after, she did get a nice little streak over Charlotte Ripley, Shayna.
Yeah. But, oh well, can't win them all.
Yeah, there was also a bit where Baszler and Bliss had a little trance on, or there was some kind of trance on Reggie kind of thing.
Yeah, they're still doing that.
They're still doing that. But yeah, so Alexa Bliss is a babyface, though, because she's doing it to Shayna Baszler, who's a heel.
I guess.
I mean, we'll see. Next Monday is going to be a great show.
Mustafa Ali takes on Mansoor, and they've kind of had a little story going on these last little bit. Just kind of Ali trying to recruit him and turn him heel, I guess.
Recruit him to Retribution? He's like, guys, I got this great idea.
Yeah. Anyways, match was pretty short, but at one point Ali falls into the ropes and his leg gets tied up, so Mansoor is a good sport. Frees him from the rope, but Ali was faking it, and he just sneaks Mansoor up for a 3 count.
Which I think that makes him 53-2, so still a pretty good record. There for Mansoor. Yeah. Still a pretty good record. Maybe 52-2. Just fresh feud, 2 guys, no screen time, so you got to let it play out.
Yeah, we'll let it. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Drew McIntyre takes on Jinder Mahal. It's kind of some 3-man band reunion minus Heath Slater.
Well, before this, I don't know. I mean, I guess it must have happened before this, but we did have a little promo of Jinder Mahal, riding in on his hog, like he's got Limp Bizkit singing a song behind him, and he was there with. Do you remember their names? Veer and Shanky.
Yeah, there it is.
Which one's which?
Don't know yet.
I said this to you last time. Shanky's lanky. Shanky is the tall one. Oh, come on, it's the little name game. He shows up with Veer and Shanky and gives this little, "This is my bike" type of promo, but it was really weird.
Yeah,
because he wasn't wearing, like, bikes are associated with being like cool and like above it all, kinda. But he showed up with like a nice designer looking shirt, nice shoes. They're kind of like they're pants, but they kind of almost look like capris. And I'm like, that's not what you ride a bike in, my man. Like, you're gonna fall and hurt yourself.
He was just Jinder Mahal on a bike.
He was still just Jinder Mahal on a bike. Yeah, that's very bizarre. What a wall.
But yes, thank you, the bike. So they fight the goons, Veer and Shanky. They're at ringside. But anyways, Drew hits the Future Shock DDT. He's ready to hit the Claymore, but then the 2 goons jump in, get the DQ. They all just beat up Drew. And then Jinder steals his sword on the way out.
There was also a promo, I don't know if it happened before this one, or before this match or after this match, where McIntyre was talking about his sword. I don't know if you remember this. And he's talking about his sword and how, like...
He started talking about the Loch Ness Monster
he's
and
like,
shit.
it was like forged generations ago, like the hilt.
I glossed over that so much.
Something with the Loch Ness Monster, and Kayla's just like, I
was expecting someone to say Tree Fitty at the end.
Yeah, I was like, I want to say Tree Fitty. Who knows what the heck it was. But if Drew McIntyre does not win the Money in the Bank briefcase, this is 100% the feud we're going to see. It'll do way more for Jinder Mahal than it would for Drew McIntyre. Because WWE needs more top stars on Raw. I kind of think right now it sort of seems like everyone involved in Money in the Bank are all mid-carders. Which can be used to elevate somebody for sure, but especially if I think of the Raw side of the guys, Riddle, Ricochet, Big E, KO, like they're all kind of guys who have been hovering around that card. Or sorry, not KO, I guess those guys were SmackDown. Sorry, I don't know. Starting off with a former WWE champion like Jinder Mahal would be a great way to bring top stars back to Raw. Right? I mean, I guess I'm
Jinder
just
a
kind of
top star.
I'm just trying to thinking in like a formula type thing, right? Like you bring back a previous champion, crowd pops, bring him back up. Like that's what you do, right? When previous champions return. So I think like if you follow that same formula with Jinder, who knows? Maybe it could work.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
it
know
could
if
work.
people are popping for Jinder though.
I mean, I don't know. The
That's what
shoot meter's ice cold, but you never know what's gonna happen.
My shoot meter's ice cold. I will hinder Jinder.
Hinder Jinder. We've been doing it for years. Good, isn't he a good Canadian kid too? And we're hindering him.
Not every Canadian's good.
Okay.
No, I'm sure. I don't know. He's probably not a bad human being, but
Calgary.
Wrestler.
Oh, Calgary.
Huh. Anyways, Mason T-Bar fight the Lucha House Party. Probably my favorite part of the match was Lince Dorado has some cool retro Kane gear going on.
He had the Kane
Classic.
mask for sure.
Yeah, it was like pretty much straight up just the Kane.
Oh, that was pretty
yeah,
cool.
So that looked really cool. But other than that, I guess they actually get the win. They get a little Hurricane Rana and T-Bar gets a 3 count. So, hey.
Man,
Lucha House Party. They got a job.
Retribution's trash. They have to be like the worst treated. Isn't it terrible that Dominik Dijakovic is one of the worst treated performers in the company? Or just like
remember
booked.
when he was having 4.5-star matches with Keith Lee like every week?
Yeah, they had like quite literally 3 weeks in a row of just fire, and it was just and it was one of those really respectful babyface versus babyface type things where they shake each other's hand at the end of it. And now this is it. But yeah, Raw's been needing to build up a new tag teams for months. Like ever since Styles and Omos won the Raw tag team titles, the division has been all but dead. Right?
Yeah.
Randy Orton's hurt. That's why he's not here. Who knows? Randy Orton.
Is he hurt?
He has to be, right? Why isn't he here?
That would make sense, I guess.
Like the Arcade Bros felt like they were being lifted up in that same kind of way. And Viking Raiders, they're on and off. I almost called them Viking Express. Just fucking Lucha House Party. Give them the push. Sure. We need fucking something. Who are the women's tag team champions? I do not even know.
Tamina and Natty?
As far I don't know. Are they? Let's check WWE socials. They may have lost it on a taping of Main Event. That match is not on the Money in the Bank card, by the way. There is nothing. I think there will be 2 straight pay-per-views. Oh no!
Yeah, I don't know if they've done anything since they won them, or they started to feud with Mandy and Dana, but they didn't really.
Yeah, there was a single. Natalya had a singles match at Hell in a Cell. Yeah. God. Let's move on.
Yeah, because we got some good action here. AJ Styles takes on Matt Riddle, but Riddle, that injured ankle, he can't even fling his flip flops off properly during his entrance.
And that's the best part of his entrance.
Yeah. The Birds came back as well. They were gone for a while.
They were gone for a little bit. Yeah, I wonder who kind of made that little decision up there.
But of course, when you tape up that ankle, you're helping yourself, but you're also giving your opponent a target. So AJ just goes after that the whole match. But then Riddle, he channels his inner Karate Kid, Daniel-san. He does the good old one-legged crane kick, perfectly executed. Great movie, that Karate Kid, the first one.
Yeah, and Riddle was doing a great job of selling his ankle injury this entire match.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then behind the ref back, Omos sweeps out Riddle by the legs. But then Riddle hits Orton's draping DDT, goes for the floating bro, but AJ avoids, hits Riddle with that burning hammer move once again. But then the Viking Raiders show up because they want to fuck with Omos. So this distracts AJ. Riddle rolls him up for the deadly 3 count.
The deadliest move. Yeah. AJ Styles is one of those just instant classic kind of guys. He knows what he's doing. Okay, your ankle's hurt. Boom. This is how this match is going to lay out. And the DQ finish kind of keeps shit going with that with the Viking Raiders. But we already had a count out DQ, and Mustafa Ali had a roll up. So maybe this distraction was a little bit much. But hey, it's Monday Night Raw, baby.
Yeah, and they did announce that the Viking Raiders are finally getting their tag title shot. I think Raw next week or
really?
Sometime soon.
God,
they said something.
Didn't they earn that a year, years ago?
Yeah, a battle royal like a month ago.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, Charlotte Flair comes out limping, exaggerating with this crutch. She's here to give us an injury update. Talks about Rhea Ripley's gutless attack on her and stealing her moves. And then Rhea comes out to respond, and she's got a crutch. She's mocking Charlotte, just limping to the ring. And she says, I know you're faking it. You're a drama queen. And they both swing at each other with the crutches, have like a little sword fight. Rhea gets the upper hand. Charlotte rolls out, runs off. But this was pretty bad, I thought. Pretty bad segment.
Yeah, it's all pretty bad. I mean, I think, honestly, what I'm most excited for about this feud is to figure out who the babyface is. That is honestly what has been building up more. If the long con has been confuse the hell out of our viewers and then pay it off, that's fine with me. That they would have pulled one over on me 100%. They would have worked the hell out of me. I don't know, because who knows? Maybe it could be neither. Maybe it could be both. I honestly hope. I'm just hoping for the best.
I'm hoping as well.
I'm just hoping for the best.
Yeah, this was not the greatest. Speaking of, we got Jackson Riker teaming up with R-Truth, of all people, to take on Elias and Cedric. And, nothing really important happens. Tozawa comes out with the gaggle, so Truth abandons Riker to chase after them. But Elias is once again scared of Jackson Riker, so he just leaves the ring, leaves Cedric on his own. Riker hits him with the Boss Man Slam to get the win.
Yeah, nothing else can be said. It was short. Poor Cedric.
Yeah.
And next.
Well, the main event. New Day teams up to take on Bobby Lashley and MVP, who I guess this is his first match in months since hurting that knee.
Yeah, he's been Kane bound for I guess technically I think this was actually versus the Hurt Business. Like the two of them collectively make up the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I guess we could still call it that.
Yeah.
And MVP, he was in the ring for a while there, so must be healed up. But eventually, Kofi hits Bobby with a Trouble in Paradise, takes him out of the match, and then he hits another Trouble in Paradise onto MVP. That gets a 3 count, New Day win. And that's the end of the show.
Yeah, it was a solid main event. You know, MVP took the L to protect Lashley. You know, Kofi gets that little boost. I don't know. I am excited for this match, I think.
Yeah, it's much... You know, we had Drew versus Lashley 4 times. I'm ready for Kofi.
Or I was going to say, I feel like, or I'm hoping that Kofi, Bobby Lashley is what we hope, or can be what we hoped Brock Lesnar and Kofi was. Remember on that episode of SmackDown when they moved over to Friday? When Kofi lost the championship? We were kind of like, Brock might win it, but Brock is good at working with small guys. And then he wins it in a
we were hoping for the Daniel Bryan.
Exactly. And he gets into squash, and you're like, fuck this. But, I hope that this matchup can be what we wanted that previous WWE championship to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't think it'll be a squash.
No.
So that should take care of that.
I should take care of that. And, gone. That takes care of the very first half of the podcast. Mike, am I right that... this Friday SmackDown will be Thunderdome? We're done. Running at Raw is done from the Thunderdome. Or is that?
I think there's one more Raw.
There is? Okay, I might just have my days mixed up. Okay, I do have my days mixed up.
Like one more SmackDown, one more Raw, and then next Friday.
But the Friday before Money in the Bank. Okay, so yeah, we do still have one more of these Raws in front of the Thunderdome. I still have 2 more weeks until my biggest payoff, who's a babyface, Charlotte or Rhea Ripley. And it's all looking great. Mike, should we take a break?
Yes, let's
take a break. After the break, we'll come back. We got these Road Ragers. We got these Great American Bash. So you're going to want to stick around.
Oh, yeah.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's
back here with part 2 of the podcast here, folks. The formerly Wednesday Night War, now just not separate, just separate but equal. Just a normal war, where people get to fight on different days. And that's great. So like we said before the break, the main roster is heading out onto the road. They're doing their own thing. We even mentioned AW this week. They had their first show in Miami. But no word on when our kind of little brother will be joining the party. Of course, we're talking about NXT.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3.
This week they had their this year's edition of the Great American Bash. I think it was at the Bash last year that Adam Cole actually lost his championship. I believe that was actually the same time. But no word about them leaving the cruiserweight. No, fuck! I said it again. God damn it. God damn it. The Capitol Wrestling Center. See, it's almost like it's automatic. No word on them leaving the Capitol Wrestling Center, unless you've heard something. Or has AC Dirt heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, but I mean, I'm still thinking maybe SummerSlam weekend have a takeover, but maybe not because SummerSlam's on a Saturday this year, so I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see these guys get out, even if it's they can facilitate their show, but more crowd. I think this, the kind of the cage and the plexiglass was cool during this whole time, but now that we are quote unquote back, NXT needs a little something, a little TLC, and I ain't talking no scrubs.
Or the Learning Channel.
Or the Learning Channel, which my aunt used to call the Freak Show Network, because at any given time, if you turn on TLC, it's just a fucking freak show.
I mean, that's basically what it became, right?
Yeah, I know. I was in it for Trading Spaces with Paige Davis. Not this bullshit. No, not My Fat Sister and Me. Whatever that show's called. Let's get into the bash, shall we? Yeah. We actually kick off like it's a good old-fashioned all-elite wrestling show. We kick off with some tag team action. We have MSK taking on Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher for that NXT Tag Team Championship that MSK has been holding for a long time, but doesn't feel like it's been that glamorous.
Yeah, and much like all elite wrestling, we also had an intro from a Rhodes. Mr. Dusty Rhodes.
This time, Mr. Dusty, of course.
Mr. Dusty.
I think they did that last bash also.
Yeah. You can just take a promo of his and then just put it on the background of like patriotic images, Statue of Liberty, as he's like cutting a promo on Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Make it sound like it's American. It gets everyone excited.
It's American. Everyone's like, fuck yeah. So that's good.
But yes, tag titles on the line. MSK, Tim Tom, as I'll call him, Timothy Thatcher and
Tim
Tommaso
Tom.
Ciampa.
I like that. Tim
Tom.
Tim Tom.
But yeah, I mean, once again, the crowd is here. It is small, but they are very vocal about not liking MSK, much like the rest of us, despite them still being put in the babyface corner on the tag ring, or on the ring here.
Still being put in the babyface corner.
Yeah. But, they put in the effort. They have a nice match here. They're high-flying. MSK. Ciampa hits Lee with his... I forget what they call it. It's like a lung blower power bomb, where he like power bombs you onto his own knees.
Lung blower. Cool. I like that.
That's
yeah.
Right. Yeah. But big 2 count. Lee hits a spiral tap for another near fall. Ciampa and Thatcher hit Lee with a double fairy tale ending. I thought that could have been it, but Carter breaks up the pin attempt. And then when Thatcher goes to follow up, Lee catches him with an inside cradle. Gets a 3 count. MSK wins, retains.
MSK wins and retains, sitting on their now 3+ month reign. Mike, this is not the outcome that we wanted, right?
No, but I feel Hunter, Papa H, he'll go with the flow. I think we're going to see a slow heel turn from MSK.
And this is exactly Hunter learned from the best. He learned from Vince. right? He learned from the guy who literally wrote the fucking
Vince in his 50s.
well,
when he was the best.
But he was involved with the company when Vince was, a younger man or whatever. But what have you? He learned from the guy who wrote the fucking book. Like, you want to get guys over, have them beat guys who are over, who can put them over. If you need somebody to put you over, you're probably calling on Tommaso Ciampa if you're back in that locker room. Right? Like, hey, who could have a good match with anyone? I'm pretty sure Tommaso Ciampa can. Yeah, and I mean, now you know how I feel about Timothy Thatcher. So yeah, maybe this wasn't the time, but I would love to see this team still kind of work it.
Yeah, I mean, the wrestling's there. Mm-hmm. We just gotta, But then William Regal and Samoa Joe are in the ring, and they demand for Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross to come out here and settle their beef, but don't fight. We just want to talk this out. So they come out, they cut promos. Regal says next week we're going to have Karrion Kross versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I spoiled that a bit earlier, I think, when we were talking about Monday Night Raw. I forgot that it just
That's okay.
It just kind of slipped out. But it was after, I'm still thinking.
Well, I mean,
Kross.
No, I mean, it seems like Karrion Kross maybe getting a quick call up, drop the belt to Johnny Gargano. I don't know. And they also announce special guest referee Samoa Joe will be in there. So there could always be a moment where Kross hits Joe, Joe takes out Kross, and that leads to Gargano getting the win. So they can still kind of protect Kross that way.
And that's what feels really weird right now. Yeah, it's how do we make this happen without killing anyone's momentum? Because Vince McMahon has a boner, and he Karrion Kross is fucking coming up, 100%. Just need to see when it's going down.
Whoops, that's about it.
Yeah.
Then we go to our next match: LA Knight taking on Cameron Grimes in a rematch. Yeehaw for the $1 Million Championship, with the added stip where if Grimes loses, he must become LA Knight's butler.
The old white gloves on a pole match.
Yeah.
Or a platter on a pole, maybe I should have said.
The silver tray.
The silver tray and cummerbund on a pole. Which is like that, a rematch of that ladder match, which was really good back then. So let's get into the action.
Yeah, this one's more of a straight up wrestling match here, but Cameron Grimes just comes out hot, firing up the crowd. Everyone's loving him. Excuse me. He does all those cool moves. Every time he does it, I forget what they call it. That he does like the shooting star press body slam, where the guy like runs into him and they just both flip.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a sideways moving Spanish fly.
Yeah,
kind of. So cool. But whatever it is, it looks cool. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it a moving Spanish fly.
All right.
Running Spanish fly.
And another move I've been mentioning a lot lately is LA Knight. He pulls out a burning hammer type move. I don't know what it is the last few weeks. I've seen like a bunch of them. But anyways, LA Knight tries to bring in the $1 Million title, but Grimes hits him with a poison Rana. So he drops the belt and it falls to the floor. But it was almost perfect because the title stays right there in the perfect position on the floor. And a bit later, Knight DDTs Grimes head first right onto the belt and then slides it under the ring before the ref can see. So very nice landing there. Mm-hmm. And then the ref starts counting. Grimes is out on the floor, but he makes it back in the ring just at 9. But he's still all dazed, and Knight hits him with the BFT to get the win. Retains his title and earning a new butler.
And earning a butler. Wow, which is the best part. You know what? NXT has a super high, I think, standard for match quality. If like the last, certainly the Undisputed era of up until now, you think of NXT, you think bangers and bangers and bangers, and very rarely does the storytelling outshine the action, the in-ring action. And what these guys are doing between the $1 Million, the lead up to the $1 Million Championship, and then the afterwards, now this, and now the great stuff we're gonna get with Cameron Grimes as LA Knight's butler. One of the few instances when, like, by the time these guys fight again, this will be must-watch fucking television.
Yeah, I mean, eventually Grimes has to get that big win.
Eventually, what do we wait for crowds? I don't know. Like that seems like a huge. That seems like a huge pop moment.
Then you get the return of Ted DiBiase to punch LA Knight in the face. Or
Exactly. Where which makes that so much different than the FTW Championship. Like nobody wants that thing. Nobody wants the FTW Championship. Where Grimes is like he really wants like a thing that barely counts. I
mean, it's a nice looking belt.
I mean, it's a nice looking belt, of course, 24 karat gold, but he wants it.
Yeah. Either way, the story will continue.
Yes.
Then we get a quick little intro to the competitors for this year's NXT Breakout Tournament. I recognize like one or two. I think we've seen on episodes here and there.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of in jobber matches.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes.
They used all their names, and it was just kind of like whoosh, but that's okay.
Yeah. But, hey, that was kind of how the first tournament went. And we got the likes of Dexter Lumis, Bronson Reed, etc. Swerve Scott.
Exactly. NXT knows how to build them up.
Yeah. But we got Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell defending those NXT Women's Tag titles against Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. Yeah, good stuff. We already know Io and Candice have lots of history here, but basically the match is going fine. Candice is in control, and then the lights shut out. And that battery bar that we've seen charging up these last few weeks, it finally hits 100%. The lights turn on, and we get the return of Tegan Nox. She's back. Almost forgot about her.
Almost forgot. Well, I mean, God, Mike. She had. If there's one person who's had just like the incredibly unfortunate luck of injuries, like it's fucking Tegan Nox.
Yeah. Yeah. So she had her big knee brace on here. Comes out. Candice is all distraught. Gets knocked out of the ring. And then Zoe hits this move called the K360. Or the K3, I don't know what they call it, but it was pretty fucking cool.
Okay.
She hits that on Indy Hartwell, and that gets a 3 count. So Zoe Stark, huge win. Her and Io are your new tag champs.
Wow. So far from, at first we thought when Io lost, she was gone. And then Frankie Monet came up, and we're like, oh, okay, Io and Frankie. And now it's become Io Shirai Tag Team Champion. Wow. Wouldn't have never seen that.
Yeah. I mean, these tag titles, it's kind of, they've been hopping around a bit, but I don't mind. You're giving all these women a different taste of gold now that you got more than one title on the brand. So
yeah, and it's
still haven't had that dominant reign, but
no, and I think that's almost better because it makes it feel like, at least with those women's tag team champions on the main roster, it was just like nobody wanted them. Or we had months and months of Shayna Nia versus the same fucking people, right? Like awful. At least this is, like you said, it's fresh. It is tossing it back and forth. It's now Zoe Stark has a championship. Io Shirai is a Grand Slam women's champion.
Yeah,
the second.
Cool.
She's not even the first.
She's not Grand Slam, but she's won all the NXT titles.
Oh, I
guess
she
still needs to win a Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess she's an NXT Grand Slam champion.
Yeah. Either way, they have a nice celebration. Nox beats down Candice, and then I think Dexter Lumis comes out at the end to
and he
carry Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, they walk off. It's all nice and fun. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see who the next kind of set of challengers for this tag team championship is.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
it
really
feels
anybody.
like it could be anybody. Yeah, it feels like, oh, God.
In a good way.
In a good way. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And it gives you that, title change can happen anytime.
Anytime, anywhere, baby.
But then we get a special little thing in between matches here as we get Ashanti the Adonis behind the little DJ booth here. He's all set up because we're going to get a performance.
Not just a performance. We're getting a cipher, baby.
A Cypher celebration for the North American champion, Swerve Scott, featuring the rest of Hit Row. And I guess a Cypher is basically just like a rap circle. You just take turns dropping bars as DJ Adonis plays his beats. And then they all come together at the end for a nice chorus. And yeah, it was pretty good.
Hell yeah, baby. You're not on the, you're not in the Cypher, baby.
Yeah, I like it. Because it wasn't like fake. It wasn't lip sync. It wasn't bad. Like the rhymes are on time. Everything was good.
Yeah, it was good. This was rehearsed, and they did a good job, the way they should have.
Yeah.
Top Dollar dropped some fucking bars. I think we're kind of seeing new little, they're establishing themselves to be something pretty damn cool, and I am really excited for this whole thing.
Yeah, we've been saying the crowds this whole time. I think this is one act. The crowd's going to be hot for this act.
Yes.
The hit row.
Yeah, very cool.
Not that they're the same type of thing, but they could be the next big group at NXT since the Undisputed Era.
We need one. The Undisputed Era is over.
The Hit Row show is here.
The Hit Row show, baby.
But there's still some remnants of Undisputed Era because our main event is Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, Part 2. First time was more, what was it, an unsanctioned match, so we had weapons, chains, all sorts of shenanigans, but this time just 20-plus minutes of excellent wrestling, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Just grappling, submissions, wearing down each other. Cole hits a Panama Sunrise on the floor, but Kyle kicks out of that, so Cole goes for the last shot, but then that gets ducked. Kyle goes for his big diving knee drop, but Cole avoids that. And then he does hit the last shot, but Kyle kicks out of that. So we're getting pretty wild here. Cole goes after Kyle's knee. He hits another Panama Sunrise, followed by a second last shot. And that finally gets the job done. Adam Cole's your winner.
Adam Cole's your winner after, nearly 25 minutes of fucking television. I gotta say, this was better than their first match, just because I think that first match was long. Like, it was a little too long. If you can...
some of the...
If you can recall.
Yeah. And some of the stuff might have been a little, I don't know, too much setup with all the little chains.
Yeah, maybe a little over the top. But
this was
a
great match.
This was fantastic.
Great bash. The whole bash was just pretty much a great show.
Yeah, it was another great show, keeping it super short and concise. We only really had the two promo kind of chunks. The only kind of Raquel Gonzalez is the only champion who we didn't see at least pop up. Which there's not going to be room for fucking everybody. So calm down, nerds.
Yeah, we didn't see the cruiserweight either, and that was fine.
I forgot Kushida.
Yeah, and Roddy Strong's back with his Diamond Mine.
Diamond Mine. See, there's a lot of very positive things for this to go to the future, alongside with the possible returning to live audiences.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Well, let's get to it, shall we? Let's move ourselves right across. So, we kind of have... Well, of course, we're talking about All Elite Wrestling.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
We have, I guess, like two shows that we technically missed. Maybe we can kind of, kind of like a culmination of the first and the second, with the big spots that happen. Yeah.
So I guess the first episode to lead into the next, you had Eddie Kingston and Pentagon. They beat Young Bucks to earn themselves the title shot for the following week, right?
Yes.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that is correct. They kicked off the show. And they got the pin also, right? None of this DQ nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, there was some outside interference going on with, the usual guys. Kazarian showed up to help. Kazarian's just like
he's the elite killer, or I think they're calling them.
What else? Jungle Boy he was the first AEW wrestler to reach the 50-win mark. So that's a nice little
big moment with that win off Jack Evans. My new favorite wrestler.
Yeah, that was a cool match there. Miro defeated Brian Pillman Jr. to retain his TNT title.
Okay.
There was a tag match with Britt Baker and Rebel against Nyla and Vicky Guerrero, and I think Rebel got injured in that, which sucks.
Yeah, her knee again, I think. She was just injured.
Yeah, fuck. And then at the end, Britt Baker took a big power bomb through the table on the floor, so that was pretty crazy.
Which looked fucking painful as hell. But I think or maybe it was you that said, like, Reba or Rebel, she's more than just a wrestler within the organization. Like, she's also like hair and makeup or something. Like she has she kind of has a thing she does, but then also is funny and alongside Britt Baker. So I think it's kind of like it sucks, but she's always around.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on. And then, of course, she had a promo with Schiavone on Road Rager.
Yeah.
But the big match, the main event, the big time was MJF taking on Sammy Guevara in the latest kind of inner circle versus Pinnacle kind of stuff.
Yeah, and this was well deserving of the main event. These guys got a ton of time. Bunch of crazy shit. What was the big spot?
My spot was
MJF.
Okay, you go.
Well, there was a couple, but when MJF is like knocked over into the barricade, and we thought the Ricochet leap was crazy from Raw. Well, Sammy Guevara just outdoes him as he does a huge springboard flipping senton off the top rope over the barricade onto MJF into the crowd, just crashing hard on the floor.
That clip has so much rewatchability because it was fucking brutal. Like, and you see the camera in real time. MJF gets slammed to the fucking ground. It's like, Jesus Christ.
There was like a 2 foot.
It was huge. Like, that was a huge spot by the two people who are going to put this company on their back for the next 20 years.
That's spot of the year candidate.
Possibly.
Shooties,
look it up. Spot of the year. It's up there.
Yeah. That was crazy. Before I can even recover from that, though, they weren't even done there. They get back in the ring. They climb up the turnbuckle. And then MJF hits a fucking leaping tombstone pile driver off the second rope. My God. But Sammy kicks out. Yeah, you could end any match in the world with that, but Sammy kicks out. And Jericho even says he's never seen that move in the United States. It's second rope tombstone. I've seen it in Japan, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Never in the United States. No.
Yeah, that's crazy. So at this point, this was awesome that the fans were just standing on their feet for the rest of the match because the action was just too good. But that tombstone took something out of MJF. He hurt his knee. So Sammy takes advantage. He works over the knee. Hits the 630. But then Max kicks out of that. And then Sean Spears shows up. So I think Jericho leaves his commentary booth where he was the whole night. He takes out Sean Spears. But then Wardlow shows up. So it was this big attack. Wardlow tosses Jericho off the stage. When the ref is looking at Spears... the Spears hits Sammy in the head with a chair. MJF makes the cover, gets a 3 count. So, but what a damn good match.
Yeah, what a damn good match, even without the interference that eventually occurs. Like, you kind of could have ended it without that, and that's fine.
Yeah, you could have ended it on the tombstone.
Could have ended on that tombstone, to be honest. Maybe we need to kill a couple more minutes, because that one women's tag match we had, that was enough. But that was fantastic. It's another this Inner Circle Pinnacle thing is going on. Keeps going on.
Yeah, this match could be up for a couple shooties. Who knows? This was a damn good.
This
match.
was a damn fine. Best television match. We're not doing it. Yeah. We're not doing it, Mike. We're not doing it. God damn it.
No, maybe best match. Who knows?
Match of the year. That is a special shooty. So yeah, so that was our Wednesday's Dynamite. We weren't able to record that podcast, but let's get into this past week's Dynamite, kicking off our.
Well, there's one funny thing at the very end there, because it was the last time in Daly's place, and they showed like a nice video tribute at the end, and then at the very end, JR does a plug where it cuts to the crowd, and he's like, "Well, get your tickets for upcoming shows because there's nothing in your life like seeing a live WWE Dynamite." And that was the closing moment.
Poor guy. Yeah, I believe that
course.
Night was actually dubbed the Fan Appreciation Night.
Yeah.
It's a big thanks to all of us. And yeah, if you want to watch WWE Dynamite, check it out. It's on TNT every Wednesday at 8, and soon to be TBS. So yeah, so let's get into, because we've got a bunch of shit coming up. Yeah, Fight for the Fallen, Fyter Fest, and this is a new event that we got going on this year. We're talking about Road Rager. Where we're gonna have a hot card. Hot things are gonna happen. We have a mixed tag match coming up, which is we don't see that too often in AEW. And they've been talking about this for a little while. I like a strap match. I gotta say it. There's something about the stipulation which just kind of works for me. And we kick off the show with a South Beach strap match. I can only imagine the belt will be, or the strap will be, leather and tanned. Smells like pina coladas. And we have Cody Rhodes taking on QT Marshall in which will be match the 4th.
Too many.
Maybe too many. But of course, Cody Rhodes comes out to his normal fanfare. Whoa! I don't actually know the words to the song.
The downstate. Yeah.
I have no clue what the words to that song are. I just like da-na-na, ba-na-na. I feel like Garth in Wayne's World singing Bohemian Rhapsody when that song comes on. I'm just like, let's go.
I give it all away.
Whoa! Yeah, I have no clue what's going on. But good friends turn bitter rivals come here to settle their score. And yeah, I always just like the mechanics of the strap match. They have to be. They're close together. I don't know, something about it just kind of works for me.
Well, this one's a little different because they're not just tied together. Though you have to touch all 4 turnbuckles consecutively to get the win. So.
Now, I also liked that. I just thought that was cool. I was like, that sounds also like
done that. That was like an old school. That's like an old school type.
That feels
NWA
like a
type.
fucking NWA thing. I know.
Yeah, like get the cowbell out and fucking bull rope.
Yeah. But whatever it is, yeah, the fucking crowd was 1,000% behind Cody off of this one. He looked big. He was looking beefy too. I don't know if you caught that.
He's pretty cut. He's pretty good. But,
no, I'm saying beefy. He looked like it. Put on some pounds.
All right. Well, you got your pretty standard strap match stuff. You know, just pulling on each other, smacking each other with it. The members of the factory try to interfere, so Dustin comes out, and QT gets yanked into the ring post. That cuts him up, busts wide open. Then QT wraps Cody up wraps him up like a mummy in the strap and hits a big hanging diamond cutter. And that allows him to touch 3 turnbuckles, but Cody gets up, stops him, and then he hits QT with 3 consecutive crossroads. And that knocks him out, and he touches the 4 turnbuckles to get the win.
Well, these days, people are kicking out at 2, so we got to keep going. The crossroads is no longer that protected, I gotta say. But yeah, I did like the fucking corners thing. That was kind of fun because when they were hitting him, he was like, the crowd's counting along, and then when he hits that big 4, everyone's like, ah! Everyone popped for it. So yeah, you're going to a new city. You're back in front of live crowds. Who do you put in front of the audience who's going to make them pop? Cody is one of those guys.
Yeah, he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tony Schiavone's in the ring to interview Kenny Omega, Don Callis. They just send Tony into the corner and, just talk about Kenny's reign and all the people he's beaten. And the crowd just starts chanting, "We want Hangman."
Chanting? No. They were screaming at the top of their lungs. Like, I don't know what the capacity of that, 9,000, let's say. 9,000 people, you consensually screaming in perfect harmony in unison. "We want Hangman." This wasn't a normal fucking crowd chant. This was something.
It was a hot crowd.
This was a hot crowd, and this was one of those moments, yeah.
But then the Dark Order music hits. They come out, talk some smack. Uno's doing most of the talking, gets right in Kenny's face, tells him he's ignoring the number 1 ranked wrestler in the company, Hangman Adam Page. And Kenny ends up kicking him in the balls. Brawl ensues. Hangman eventually does come out, beats up those stupid Good Brothers.
Fuck those guys, eh? Like, the Good Brothers were getting or Dunk House was getting the "You Don't Go Here" chants, and I'm like, move that over to fucking these 2 guys.
Yeah.
They only ever look dumb. They don't have matches, so they don't win. They're never by themselves beating people up. Like, they only ever look like fucking cowardly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a weird thing to have. Yeah. They're just like bodyguards with a face. That's all they are.
Yeah. And then eventually Hangman lines Kenny up for the buckshot lariat, but he stops himself and just gets in the ring, goes face to face with Kenny instead. And Omega just grabs his belt, runs off. And I also didn't mention that both the Bucks and Omega both have a new look with their facial hair.
Oh
going
yeah, I
on.
forgot about the facial hair thing. That was just fun. That was fun.
Kenny's like a Triple H from 2003.
That was just fun for everybody. But
Yeah. I think they put some Just for Men in there too. You can't get a beard that dark.
it
that
was
fast.
pretty dark, considering his hair is his head hair is or his eyebrows are not that same color.
Yeah, I think he did the old Hollywood Hogan. Put a little Just for Men.
Hey, no problem with that. No problem with that. But yeah, if this is this all out?
That's what I think should be. That should be your main event.
Fuck, eh? And then Hangman wins.
Yeah, why not?
Jesus Christ. I can't think of this is like at least being around the Miami crowd last night or like hearing them actually go out there. This was Kofi Mania. I can't think of the last time I've heard people go so over for a babyface world champion.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
we were stoked on
you-
we were stoked on Bray Wyatt, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Not in this like, oh, we want what's best for you and we care about your well-being type of thing. Like, it's this whole new that we have for Adam Hangman Page.
Yeah, I think he's the most beloved man in AEW. That's for sure. Or beloved wrestler.
And if he can walk home with this championship somewhere around All Out, he's going to be the top babyface on the. And I've said this before, not about Hangman Page, but I use this sort of hyperbole all the time. Mike, he would be the top babyface on the planet, Earth, if he won, if he walked home with that AEW championship. Who the fuck knows?
Hey, let's see it.
Yeah.
We had FTR and Wardlow fight Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager.
Yeah, pretty much an Inner Circle Pinnacle match, really. I think Tully was there, but also Conan.
Yeah, Conan, Tully, they did some distraction shit. Pinnacle gets the win. Yeah.
Yeah, feud's
I think after-
not over. It's weird that we kind of got a couple instances of these guys, right? Because I think it was like right after this. We get Chris Jericho I should call him the lead singer of Fozzy coming down to the ring alongside MJF for a classic face-off.
Yeah, face to face, but it was also like a contract signing kind of.
A little bit of
'cause
both.
the table there.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. But during the entrance, Jericho's entrance, it appears that a fan tried to hop the rail, get in the ring.
Yeah.
But
They kept him
he
off
kinda-
camera, and then the commentary didn't know what the fuck to say.
It looked like Jericho took a little swing at him there
Yeah, I
when
think,
the security
I think
had.
he did. He tried to take a little push,
Little shot.
little
love
you know?
tap.
Hey, I wouldn't want to take
But-
a Judas effect. You should have gone for the Judas effect. I'm pretty sure that's super
Yeah.
protected. Should have gone. Pop.
And then MJF tells the crowd, I welcome any other of you fat white trash hicks to try that, and I'll beat their ass. And anyways, fun little, the crazy crowd.
Well, yeah, just don't do it to
But,
Bret Hart. Do it to anybody else. Just not
Yeah.
Bret Hart.
Anyways, they exchange insults, and Chris just says, I won't back down. I'll accept any stipulation you want. So I think MJF, does he say you have to go through 4 steps first to get to me?
Well,
or
you have to
something
go
like
through
that?
all the members of Pinnacle.
Oh, yeah, those are the 4, yeah. You have to go through all 4 to get to me. So Jericho agrees, and he signs. MJF says, the deal isn't done until you shake my hand. So Jericho shakes it, and then pulls him in, hits the Judas effect.
Yeah, Chris Jericho's going to have to run Le Gauntlet pretty soon. What's weird about this for me is that MJF just did this with Cody. Remember when he had like the series of things that Cody had to do before their
Yeah,
match?
the lashings
the
from
lashings,
Wardlow.
one of them was a steel cage match with Wardlow. It feels very like the exact same kind of thing, but now Jericho is Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Oh well.
But
Next up.
oh well. Matt Sydal taking on the debut of Andrade El Idolo. Is it Idolo?
Yeah, you got
I
it.
know
You
how
got it
it's
right
spelled.
that.
How
You
do
got
they
the. You got
pronounce
it right that first time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he comes out. He's got like a full suit and a leather mask on, but he only wears it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's looking
He
like
puts all that effort.
Yeah, looking like Black Skull from Batman.
Yeah. So, anyways, nice little quick showcase match here for Andrade. Most of us know what he can do. Crowd was into him. He hits his hammerlock DDT to get the win. They called it something, but I forget.
Yeah,
It's the same move.
Same kind of thing. Crowd didn't really feel like it was. They were that hot the whole time.
Not super hot.
Not super hot, because it's weird. It is weird to have this precedent or this thing now where people come in from another company and we know they're big, so the crowd is hot. You know, like, how do you book somebody like that? How do you book somebody that the crowd wants to just be immediately going places? Or not like, or you know what I'm saying? Like, not that same kind of thing, but I don't know.
Well, if you want to talk about hot reactions, let's go to Tony Schiavone in the ring to interview Arn Anderson. When all of a sudden the lights shut out, they turn back on and holy shit, it's Aleister Black. No, it's Tommy End. No, it's Malachi Black. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to call him. He's here. He hits a black mass on Arn Anderson as the crowd chants, holy shit. Cody storms the ring. He eats a black mass as well, so I'm pumped. It's been less than 90 days, too, so I'm like, what the fuck? How is this happening? How is Malachi Black?
Now I actually got a text message from AC Dirt earlier today. I don't know if you he's texting these days.
Yeah.
And he let me know that NXT stars have 30-day no-competes and WWE stars who have 90 days. When Aleister Black made his transition from NXT to WWE, they never turned his 30-day into a 90-day. So his entire time on the main roster, his contract remained at a 30-day no-compete.
Very interesting.
Very
that makes perfect sense.
Bizarre, right? You know, but yeah, he came back fucking fantastic. Black Mass, one of my finishers of the year. I love the black kind of shadow over the right eye. Of course, that was the eye that Buddy Murphy took out. But what I love about this one thing about Aleister Black is that they took him off TV for months and then gave him these little vignette promos to kind of like bring him back. They release him, and now he's back. It's almost like those WWE vignette promos were for this. Like, because we as fans can remember what that was like a month ago. Like, it wasn't that long ago. We can remember it, and so it's almost like,
remember when Dean Ambrose was finishing his WWE tour? Then, like, on his last promo, he made these references. He's like, I'm cashing out my chips, and he was saying stuff.
Everyone's like, double or nothing. Double or nothing. But yeah, this was a huge surprise, or maybe not so much of a surprise. We thought this.
I was surprised.
Or certainly,
I mean, I thought it was going to happen, but
not
this
so soon. There's a lot of great stills. Sort of like it's a zoomed in photo of he just kind of finished that black mass. He has a very smug, kind of sinister smile going on, and then the caption reads, when your wife is making that WWE money and you can do whatever you want. And it's just him kind of like looking at the camera like, uh-oh. It's going to be great. Babyface or heel, really doesn't matter whether the first thing is with Cody or not, but Malachi Black is here. Malachi, I have a cousin named Malachi. This will be easy to remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It means the messenger in Hebrew or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I knew it was like something like that.
But let's get to this. Let's get to the street fight.
What about the mixed tag match?
Oh, I forgot about the mixed tag match.
Yeah. Blade and Bunny took on Orange Cassidy, Chris Statlander. How can you not love Cassidy Statlander?
Exactly.
Just a fun combo there. And this is multiple weeks of the Bunny being featured on Dynamite.
Yeah, look at that. Good Canadian kid. Good Canadian kid.
Getting better all the time. But anyways, I guess Statlander at one point hits a 450 splash called the Area 451. Eventually the Blade slides the brass knuckles in, hits Orange Cassidy in the face, goes for the pin, but Statlander had tagged in behind his back, so she ends up grabbing the Bunny, hits the Big Bang Theory to get the win.
Yeah, big win. Seems easy enough. Chris Statlander on a little bit of a roll lately, too. Or at least since she's returned, it seems to have just been, she's on a fucking win streak right now.
I love it. She's one of my top women in the company.
Certainly.
And there was one other little thing before the main event that I wasn't really sure what it was. It was Tony interviewing this American Top Team. So I don't know who the guy was that was talking. I knew the fighters, Amanda Nunes and what was the other guy? I know him, but
Okay, yeah, I
know what I'm
forget
talking
his
about?
name too. No, I
Later.
remember Amanda Nunes. She was there.
yeah. So I don't know what that was. This manager guy just grabs the mic and just starts rambling until Lance Archer beats him up.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what that was all about.
Schiavone was all over the place too. Schiavone goes backstage with with Reba or Rebel and Britt Baker. And Britt Baker's going off she's like, Tony Khan, TK, you didn't make a safe work environment. Look, like I got powerbombed through a table last week, and Rebel's knee busted open, all for that, all for Vicky Guerrero, all for that blood money. Well, next week maybe AEW will be in Saudi Arabia. And the crowd gave a very audible doesn't give a fuck if Adam Cole gets fired. Maybe imagine that's the long con is have Britt Baker do something to get Adam Cole fired or let go so he can come back, or have Britt Baker shit on Vince McMahon enough that Adam Cole never gets called up. It's a win-win.
Yeah, if that's the plan, it's a hell of a long
of a long plan. Let's get to this street fight now. That's all of our promos. Of course, we're talking about a street fight for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. We have the newly shaven Young Bucks taking on a portion of Death Triangle. I mean, I guess one member of Death Triangle. Penta.
I guess Phoenix is hurt or something.
And where's Pac? He puts on a 5-star match and then gets the hell out of here. Penta and Eddie Kingston. That's about it.
Yeah, street fight, tag titles. Bucks, they were wearing these cut-off jean shorts. I guess it's a street fight. You want to look street.
Yeah, you want to look street.
So we get the typical garbage cans, chairs, lots of outside interference. Penta hits the double foot stomp onto a chair right on Nick's balls. And then a bit later, he hits a destroyer off the apron through a table onto the floor. So these guys are going crazy. Nick hits a big swanton bomb, crushing a garbage can on Eddie. But then Kingston fights back. He gets Matt deep in a sleeper. Looks like he's going to tap out. So Nick makes a quick decision, hits a 450 splash onto the ref just as Matt starts tapping out. So saves the match. They keep going. Penta hits his package pile driver. Eddie hits his spinning back fist. They go for the cover. The new ref comes running out. But when he gets to the count of 2, Nick yanks him out of the ring. Then the Shit Brothers show up. And Kazarian, they fight at ringside. And then Eddie pulls out some thumbtacks. He's ready to slam Nick down. But Matt grabs a handful of tacks, just throws it in Kingston's face. And then Nick and Penta fight to the top rope. Nick hits Penta with a big Hurricane Rana onto the pile of tacks. And then they grab one more handful of tacks, put them in Eddie's mouth, and super kick him in the face. And that gives the Bucks a 3 count. They retain in a wild street fight.
In a wild street fight.
Complete mess.
Yeah, street fights are always fun. You know what? But the Bucks getting heel heat over baby faces at the end of the show, like that's something that we can probably put to bed now. Dynamite's starting to feel kind of like a Groundhog Day with these guys. Where the end game has to be inevitably, right, for some like mega ultra babyface team to knock them off the proverbial mountaintop, and the crowd goes wild and everybody's high-fiving and cheering, but we're tiptoeing a line right now. They're still winning, they're still putting on great matches, but eventually someone needs to take these motherfuckers out.
Yeah, I don't really know who that top babyface team is right now.
Neither do I.
I mean, if it's not going to be Penta, yeah. It could have been these two if you wanted to, or it could have been Eddie and Moxley. Or
Eddie Moxley felt good, kind of coming out of it, out of whatever the pay-per-view was last when they had that, or Double or Nothing. I guess that's where it was.
Yeah,
it's hard to say, but either way, looking forward to it. And that was it. That was it.
That was the Road Rager.
That was the Road Rager. That was all of professional wrestling week. Let's finish off the week the only way that we know how, which is with crowning a brand new Wrestler of the Week.
With the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week.
to give mine just because I haven't given him the recognition this year that he's deserved, just because there's been a lot of good stuff everywhere. My wrestler of the week this week is Adam Cole. He put on a banger again this week after putting on a banger last time. I feel like I've been siding with Kyle O'Reilly in these past matches with the two of them. So I just want to make sure Adam Cole gets the respect that he deserves. And for that reason, Adam Cole is my wrestler of the week.
We will always respect him. Of
course, baby.
Well, my wrestler of the week, he just went crazy. Had one of the best matches we've seen this year. I'm talking about Sammy Guevara doing crazy shit. Just having a great match against MJF. Could give it to either one, but I'll give it to Sammy for diving into the crowd like that.
Yeah, for that huge fucking running senton thing. That was a badass maneuver.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sammy Guevara and all the other winners, Adam Cole. And thanks for listening, folks. You know you can rate, review, like, subscribe. The podcast is all over the place. And, God, we'll be back next week because not only are we leaving the Thunderdome, but Money in the Bank. Climbing the corporate ladder.
That's what they say.
That's what they say apparently sometimes. Well, yeah, thanks, folks, for listening. And, Mike, you take care of yourself.
All right. Have a good one.